Guys, Sonic Gamer here with the last part of this Sonic Genesis the Hidden Zone series. I'm so glad we were able to come to this point, but someday it's just time to say goodbye to once we once played. So let's get this final part out with a bang. Let's start off with Infinite. Now, you might remember Infinite from the game Sonic Forces. Despite what it's done to the Sonic franchise, I actually don't mind the entry. It's a fine entry. The story might not be, good, but it's fine enough for a kid's game. So Infinite's model actually looks quite good. All his details are there. And he even has these red sparkles. He too has a double jump, although his jumping animation is much more cool. He even does this spin when he lands. Overall, a pretty good character in the game. Next is Espio. Now, Espio is one of my favorite Sonic character in the games. Ever since I first heard of him in Sonic the Fighters, a really underappreciated game. Go play it on PS3 or Xbox One or the Sonic Gems collection. I was always fascinated by this character and how underappreciated he used to be. So Espio's model actually looked quite accurate to his modern counterpart. Everything is here, and when he's gonna land, he even does this super cool ninja pose, which I really love. He also has a double jump, but he cannot go as high as, say, Infinite or Tails. That's kind of a disappointment, but I just like characters who look good, and he definitely does. Next is Charmy. Charmy is, I wouldn't say one of the worst Sonic characters, but he's certainly one of the more annoying. It's his voice that really bugs me. Bugs me. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that joke was horrible. So Charmy thankfully doesn't have a voice, and his model looks good. He can also fly, and unlike many of the flying characters, Charmy never seems to get tired, making him which means he can fly for a very long time. Just look at me. I'm just flying, and now I'm on Angel Eye. Oh, he does get tired after a bit. So that's cool. Next is Toy Tails. Now I've always wanted the Toei Sonic animation. I always wanted another Toei animation Sonic animation, whether it be a movie, TV show, or just a game intro, which is frustrating. I want Tails to be in the Toei animation because his model looks fantastic. It's just as good as Toei Sonic's model, which I said was my favorite model in the game so far, but maybe that'll change. Overall, his model looks good. He has his flying abilities. He just looks really good and plays good too. Overall, love this guy. Here, this is an interesting one. In the movie Sonic, when it was with Sony. Now, honestly, I'm glad they stick with Paramount because this model and everything I saw with that Sony did with the early model, it just looks ugly. This model also looks ugly. Although I really can't blame the developers. They just wanted a bit of fan service and a send off to Sony's initial interpretation of Sonic. Though it doesn't look that good. This is Shadia. Now, as I found out from a commenter who was really a developer for the game, Sonic, the girl character who I got confused, is really just supposed to be a girl like Sonic, and the same goes with this one. And honestly, I like it. I think it's a really neat concept. And that's my second oof. Come on, let's just continue. Her model looks quite nice. Nice. And while she can only do a jump, her good-looking model makes up for it. Next is... Wait, who is this called? Milla Tails Prower. Ah, now I understand. It's like Nikia and Shadikia, girl versions of the normal boy characters. I like it. I think it's pretty neat. Neat here. Overall, the model looks quite nice, and she can fly just like Tails. Well, how about that? That's pretty neat. Overall, a great looking model. Love it. Next is, oh my god, more movie Sonic, the goodness. Yes, this is how movie Amy could look like. And I really like her model. Aside from that one tidbit of her Pico Peeker hammer being behind her back, I would like it if it was in her backpack. But anyway, Amy doesn't really have a backpack, so I understand. Her model looks great. She has a double jump, and unlike the normal classic and modern Amy, she does this little kick when she lands. That's pretty cool. Next is Tangle the Lemur. Now, if you haven't caught up with the Sonic news so far, Tangle the Lemur is a character from the IDW Sonic comic, which after reading an online issue, I actually quite like. I really enjoy the character. And her model looks very accurate, despite me not reading a full issue. And I've only read an excerpt. So overall, it's a pretty good model, I must say. Good job. Next is Bunny Robot. This is another character from Sonic SatAM, and like Sally, her model looks nice. It's very round and it's very accurate to the show. Sure, I've actually watched a few episodes and it's become one of my favorite Sonic cartoons. And not as much as Sonic X, but at least it's better than Sonic Boom. Next is Manic. Again, like Sonia, Manic is a character from Sonic Underground. Now I know the show hasn't been praised, but it's just my nostalgia. I really like the concept of the show, and if it was done with a better animation studio, I think we could have gotten on a not the greatest Sonic cartoon of all time, but still a very decent show. Unfortunately, Deke's very cheap animation came into play and ruined everything. So his model looks very similar to Sonia. They're trying to demonstrate what he could look like in the modern era, and I think the model looks quite good. He's on a hoverboard, which I find is pretty cool. Overall, a very great model. Next is Fiona. I'm not sure who this character is or where this character comes in the Sonic media. Maybe it could come from the comics, but then again, it might just be my cluelessness that maybe get out of my memory. But overall, she's a very good-looking character. She has a tail just like Tails, only Tails has two. Ooh, her details are all looking pretty good, and she has a double jump. Pretty neat. And now we've come to the last three characters we'll be looking at: Honey, Modern Eggman, and SA2 Shadow. Let's start with Honey the cat. Now, if you did not know, Honey the cat is a character who originates from the arcade game Sonic the Fighters. She was initially supposed to be part of the original game, but was cut. But after the Sonic Gems re-release, some hackers, or as I like to call geeks, and found out that she was supposed to be a playable character similar to that of Honey, a character from Fighting Vipers. I think the character model looks there. Sure, it's a little more yellow, but it's possibly the best they could have done. And after all, Honey doesn't have many appearances at all in Sonic media due to her being a character. Overall, pretty good. Next is Modern Eggman. Now, I don't think I've said this before, but out of all the characters, Eggman always seems to be the most well handled, and has been seen by fans as one of the better characters in the modern era. No matter how corny the stories can get, Eggman always seems to be the best one, and they captured his look in this Roblox game very well. He's in his Eggmobile, which I find to be pretty nice. The Eggmobile also has a few models and animations, which I find is really cool. Hey look, it's a gold Eggman statue with some Halloween decorations and some arcades. And now, the last character, the one we've all been waiting for, SA2 Shadow. Now, I don't think I've said this before, but I have said it once, but Sonic Adventure 2 is basically one of the best 3D Sonic games of all time. Right? While it hasn't aged quite well in a few areas, it's basically just a perfect game. However, I've actually never played the game. I've been playing Sonic Adventure 1. And overall, this model looks quite nice. They captured his details very well. And overall is a perfect model. And with that, our Sonic Genesis The Hidden Zones journey has officially ended. I thank you guys for following me on this wacky journey. Please like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe. Anyway, with that said, then I'll see you next time, and like I've said a lot of times before, gotta go fast.